So I'm thinking about John 4 today, where you have the story of the woman and the well. And this woman comes at midday in the heat of the day to come to the well to get water. Now you have to understand that most women in her culture would have come in the early mornings, or they would have come in the evening in the cool of the day to get their water. But she comes all alone, almost as if in secret, to get water. And at first we don't really get this. We don't know why she's come at the middle of the day. But then we find out in the process of her conversation with Jesus, who she meets at the well, that this woman has been married 5 times, and the man that she's now living with isn't even her husband. So in her culture, this is like the most immoral thing that she could have done. She's probably an outcast, and therefore that's why she's coming in the middle of the day, almost in secret, where she won't be made fun of, where nobody will look down on her, where nobody will tell her how unworthy she is. She comes at the heat of the day to get water. And who does she meet there but Jesus? And Jesus breaks every cultural standard of his day, because first of all, he speaks to her and she's a woman. And back in this time, Jewish men wouldn't even speak to their own wives in public. So this shows you where Jesus has bridged that gap and showed us the importance of women. Second, she's a Samaritan, which most of the Jews looked at as a culture that was basically beneath them. And third, Jesus asks this woman for water. Now, Jesus doesn't have his own jar. He doesn't have his own cup to drink from. But this woman who's been married 5 times, who's now living with a man that's not her husband, who is looked at by the culture as so immoral and so wrong, he asked her if she would get him some water from her own cup. The immoral woman's cup. The filthy woman's cup. And Jesus goes on to tell her that if you would ask water from me, I would give you water that would spring up in you like a well that would lead to eternal life. And as he drinks her cup from the woman that's immoral and filthy and been through so many marriages and messed up so bad in life, he literally drinks from the cup that her lips have been on, that her hands have touched. And he tells her the gospel. And this woman confesses that she believes in the Messiah, and her life's changed. And she runs and she tells her whole village about Jesus, the Messiah, and they come to know Jesus. Sometimes we don't realize how many women at the well are all around us. And sometimes we forget, just like Jesus drank from the cup of the immoral woman at the well, that he also comes to us and he takes our cup and he drinks it. Because that's what love does.